First off, I hope Elliot is absolutely true quickly. It's horrible what's going on in Venezuela. I had the opportunity to just go down to Cucuta, the border of Venezuela, 2 weeks ago during our recess. And I can just tell you the stories, and they're just devastating. You know, you hear all the stories. 80% of the kids are under 5 have some form of malnutrition. I've got grandkids, so you think about them. 90% of the homes don't have money for food. So you think about almost every family you know who wouldn't have enough money for food and water. You go down there, and their USAID primarily pays for a school down there, and you start talking to the kids, and they're walking 2 hours a day from Venezuela across a river into Colombia to go to a school because, one, they want to learn, and two, they want to get fed. And then that day they tell you 2/3 or so of their classmates don't come because the river's this high. And they won't, Maduro's closed it down so they can't cross a bridge. You're like, who does this? Then you go to a food kitchen and they serve 5,000 meals a day. It's a 3 to 4 hour wait. And you start talking to the people waiting, and you talk to a mom who looks about 20 years old, I'm sure she's a little bit older, has 3 little boys, and I talked to 2 or 3 of them. They're sleeping on the street. They have no money. The only food they have for these poor little kids is the rice or beans and some soup at lunch, and maybe a little bread biscuit in the morning. I mean, this is just a disgusting human being that is killing the citizens of Venezuela. I think every one of us has got to figure out how we make Maduro the pariah that he is. I mean, this is disgusting. This is just pure genocide. But I want to thank the Trump administration for recognizing Juan Guaidó by organizing the democracies around the world to recognize him. I want to thank him for appointing Elliot Abrams, because I really believe that we're going to get there, but it'd be nice if it already happened, because people are dying every day. So thank God for the people of Venezuela. They're fighting in a horrible situation, and this award tonight is for them. But then I just quickly talk about Carlos Vecchio. So as governor, you represent, it's a melting pot. As you all know, Florida's a melting pot. We have everybody around the world. We have 250 languages spoken in our state. And just in the Miami-Dade District school system, we have 130 languages spoken. So we are a melting pot, and we're a melting pot that gets along. And Carlos Vecchio I met a few years ago, because what we're doing is he was constantly rallying the Venezuelan community to let Maduro know that there was a fight going on. And so I want to thank Carlos for doing that. I know that he's working hard to do everything we can to get the military to change, and so we can get freedom there. But it's my honor to present the International Republican Institute's Freedom Award, the organization's highest honor, to the very, very brave people of Venezuela. Ambassador Carlos Vecchio is here to accept this honor on their behalf, and it's a real honor. And I just want to recognize Carlos Vecchio.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Elliot, for your words. Thank you for becoming a friend in this fight. You have done a terrific job. Thank you. Senator, former governor of Florida, my friend Scott, you have been a champion of democracy since the first day since I got here in 2014 as an exile. I want to thank you also, the president of the IRI, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you for supporting our cause. I want to also thank members of the board, its chairman, Senator Sullivan. Thank you. Senators Rubio, Romney, Graham, and of course, Leader McConnell. Thank you for this. This I'm here before of you as an ambassador due to the courage of the Venezuelan people. And I want to dedicate this not only to the Venezuelans who are fighting there, but also the Venezuelan diaspora, but particularly to those who have died fighting for democracy, fighting for freedom. We are facing our worst humanitarian crisis of our recent history. And the only way to resolve that crisis is putting an end of the usurpation of power of Maduro, is putting an end of the dictatorship in Venezuela. That's the only way to stop the suffering of the Venezuelans. And that's what we are doing right now in our country. Of course, we want to set a transitional government toward democracy in order to hold free and fair election. This has been our agenda, and that's why we have been asking for the support of the international community. The first time that I met Vice President Pence in Florida, in Doralzuela, as we said, Doral, he told me, Carlos, the U.S. will stand with you until you recover your democracy. And I trusted him because he's a man of values and principles. And I trust you because you are not only defending Venezuelan rights, you are defending universal principles and values set by your founding fathers, which have made this country a great nation. That's what you are defending. Principles and values. And let me tell you more. In 1783, one of our founding fathers, Francisco de Miranda, came to this beautiful land. He went to Philadelphia. He had the privilege to meet with George Washington, Jefferson, Adams. And since that date, he got his purpose of life, bringing freedom to South America, particularly to Venezuela. 20 years later, he went back to Venezuela and joining with Bolivar, set the path toward our independence. But he got the ideas of freedom in this beautiful country. That's what we are defending. And I feel so proud to be a Venezuelan, to be a Latin American, because the cause of freedom in this continent is taking place in Venezuela thanks to the courage of the Venezuelan and people like you. This continent must be a country of freedom. This continent must be a continent without dictatorships. I'm paraphrasing one of the most important American heroes, Abraham Lincoln. I don't have any doubt that Venezuela will have a new birth of freedom. Thank you very much for this award. God bless America. God bless Venezuela. Viva Venezuela libre. Freedom will prevail again. Nobody will stop that. Venezuela is ready for a change. We will conquer freedom together again, and this will be a continent of freedom. Viva Venezuela. Thank you very much.